Yeah,
Um,
Wasteland. Talk about Wasteland
okay,
and
let's talk about
Gastown.
Wasteland first. It's a very interesting development from him because I know the first time that Gastown was released, the rules number one and two were don't use this because it's way too complicated and too heavy for everyone and buggy. But now he seems relatively confident that this is something people should be using, and then he's taken it a step further to give people what he's calling a federated way of building apps, which is pretty cool. I didn't know what federated meant, so I kept calling it distributed. Um, but federated is the proper term for being able to build software in this way. Yeah.
Yeah. So Gastown is essentially the idea that we have a bunch of agents all working together on the same problem.
Yeah.
And then Wasteland is essentially that we have a board of work that people can put their agents to. It doesn't have to be Gastown, right? It could be Cloud Code or you writing your code or Gastown. And essentially the idea is kind of like a mission board in a video game where you go up to it, you're like, oh, I'll take this quest, and you just go and do it. Um,
Yeah. And
yeah, but it's pretty early.
they're using a thing called
The
Dolt
idea,
Hub. I don't know if you looked at that, but it's like
I
Git
did. It
for
looks really interesting.
databases. I'm not sure how that's going to work, but that's what they're doing.
Yeah, so you can merge and like branch and blah blah blah. Everything that you can do with Git, you can do with the SQL database. I did look through all their use cases, and they have a lot of different use cases. They didn't even mention Wasteland in their use cases, like active use cases. Uh, but I think, I was kind of thinking about branching in other activities as well. Like, let's say a Word document, I would like to have Git management for Word documents. So I think Dolt is potentially really useful in a lot of different scenarios where you're going to be overwriting the same thing and potentially having many different people work on it. Um, and then you want a way to like manage the merging of those documents or manage the branching.
Yeah.
One example that they had as one of their use cases was a group effort at collecting data. So they put a bounty out to say, hey, like if you collect data, I think it was data related to the election, um, and they were paying people for submitting entries to this database. And basically, you would create a PR, and if they merged your PR, it would create new records in the database, and you'd get paid for it.
Mm. It's a data PR. You say like, "Hey, here's these 100,000 records," and if they accept it, it brings it over.
Yeah,
Wow,
exactly.
it
So I
sounds
think
really
that's also
powerful.
how Dolt Hub is going to work as well. Seems like a very similar idea. Um, yeah, I'm not sure why you
Hmm.
wouldn't just use regular Git PRs. Like why Dolt Hub or Dolt would be different. If it's just code and we're just merging it.
I think
But
I don't know how it works, but if you do think about it for a second, there we have GitHub for code, right? So I can get the same code you have. But what if I wanted to sync up with your database because maybe you did something? And we don't really have a way, like unless we share databases, right? But I think that's kind of the missing link if I'm thinking about it. I don't know how this is going to work out technologically, but I think I can see the vision of like, hey, you went off and did a bunch of useful things, and you're like, hey, I fixed these things or I added this data, these useful things that I want to bring over so everyone can use them. And I'm not going to give you access to my database, but I'll share this data with you that uses the same schema, and everyone wants access to it. So it's a way of
mhm.
doing, and it's weird because it's like the amount of data you would probably move around to distribute data like this is crazy. But there is some precedent for this as well. It kind of leans to the blockchain, right? It's like all the nodes have the copy of the ledger. It's like that, but on steroids, because you're going to be copying databases in their full format with God knows what in
Yeah,
them. Yeah, this is
yeah. I want
crazy.
to. I want to share their use case page. So
Okay.
let me just try share just the application here.
What a time to be alive where like data is so affordable that we can do stuff like this.
Yeah. This is Dolt use cases. And they're basically saying when we told people they built it, you get one of two responses. That's so cool. I can think of a bunch of ways to use this. Or, what would you do with that?
Yeah.
So some of the interesting use cases, game development. So they had this example of this game where it's a freemium game, and so a lot of the content of the game is actually data. So like character models, dialogue trees, stats, and I think like um, purchases that you make as well. So if you look here, they show an example of a table that exists in the game, and then apparently this table sort of powers this like add-on, or I guess sort of pay to win item
Yeah, and
here.
this might have like textures and stuff. It has all like stuff that isn't just code, right? It's like there might be files in here.
Right, but sort of the features that you're building are dependent on data in the database.
Right.
So you this I guess creates ways for those teams to more easily like merge the database as well,
Yeah.
not just the code for the game. Because most of the code for the game, I mean, most of the content of the game is data. Yeah, they talked about machine learning, and then this flock safety cameras, um, which is an interesting topic all on its own. But I guess
Yeah.
we'll probably try to keep this not political. Anyway, yeah, you can sort of do reproducibility. So you can say, okay, when I created this version of the model, like, exactly what did I have in the training data? Um, as you manage it over time, if you have a Git history, essentially, you can go back and see like what was the difference. So you can see here they use diffs of their training data between model revisions to better understand why its results changed.
Yeah, this is super
So
useful for LLMs too.
it's basically just Git, but for your database.
Yeah.
And I think, oh, yeah,
I want to look up
in my,
Federated. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. Once we switch back to Wasteland, I want to talk about that.
yeah. So just one more use case that I can think of here. I think Git potentially is applicable to a lot of different domains. We were talking in the past, Nick, about why I thought programmers were really lucky in this like Gen AI takeoff, why programmers are getting most of the advantage. Right. And I think it's because tools like Git were created for programmers. It's not that Git isn't useful in other places, but it's more that Git was just required for good software development. In a lot of other domains, you can get around it. It's not ideal to do your work, especially if your work involves like multiple people working on the same thing. It's not ideal to do that without branching, but you still can. So, like for example, in my prior business role, right, we would all be working on the same Excel file, and Excel would essentially lock and say, "Hey, someone else has this open." But if we could do branching for Excel files and then diff it to see like, hey, what did they add? What did I add? Let's merge the two together. Or same thing with the Word document, like contract negotiations going back and forth, back and forth. It's not always going to the same person. When it, let's say like you send it to the customer and they send it back, well, maybe your teammate is actually the one that reviews their changes, and you want to have a way to sort of review all these things. Today, it's mostly business process. So you would say like, hey, we need to have a meeting basically, and you're going to talk about your changes. I'll talk about mine. We'll like figure out what the final version is, but there's no technology underneath that business
Yeah.
process.
Also,
It's all just
dipping
people.
dipping a document like a Word document is not that's not like a trivial skill. It's like something that I think programmers' brains are like leveraged around wanting something like that. Uh, and it's like maybe that would be useful, but just like the people wouldn't want it. They just don't desire it. I think there is version history in Microsoft Word, but it's pretty rudimentary because it's like this is not a common use case. Um, but the other thing that's
But I think,
interesting. Oh, go ahead.
sorry, I think with agents, it becomes more important.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
if
I
you're going to
agree.
have an
Yeah.
agent editing your document, you want to be able to see the diff of what it did.
100%. And so I think the collaboration piece is really interesting. Agents drive the need for this much further. And the other thing that's cool about this is they're also better at resolving diffs than people are. So, like, you do a diff, usually as a programmer, you have to have some way of resolving diffs, right? And that's actually pretty tedious sometimes. But now because you have
Yeah.
agents, you've increased the need, but also the solution. So I think it's gonna leverage in that way where this will become a very popular thing.
Yeah. So another piece here is that maybe for document revisions, they sort of add on like a branching and a merging. They tack that on to documents, right? But there's not really like a universal Git branching and merging approach that you can just apply to anything. Um, so I think it would be like super useful if there was just a universal Git that if I'm going to get an Excel file or I'm going to get a Word document or I'm going to get a database or source code, right? The advantage of Git is that like actual Git is that it's been battle tested for decades and works really, really well. But a lot of the document revision stuff is sort of like tacked on to the existing product
Yeah.
and doesn't have all the features and functionality of Git itself.
Yeah, also code is like text based, right? But if you want to diff like a PDF file, some of that stuff is deeply integrated into like, oh, what version of
True.
PDF are you running? And there's just all this stuff. So like even if you had a Git diff tool that could compare the bytes of the file, you actually want a more regimented or engineered version of that to even make it useful. You'd have to be able to say, okay, this table's different slightly, and even though all the bits totally changed in the previous update, we only care about the content. Um, so yeah, it's not exactly easy. But yeah, a universal Git would
Yeah.
be great, right? Because yeah, like we're saying, the collaboration need is only going up. It's actually going up way more than I ever expected. Um,
Yeah. So I
yeah,
think that brings us back to Wasteland because Wasteland primarily is how like I see it as a set of principles to align the incentives for
yeah,
people and agents to work, to do work, and to like post work. What I
yeah.
don't necessarily understand yet about Wasteland is like what the value of a stamp is. Like, are you also getting paid? So if I pick up a job posting essentially from Wasteland and I complete it, it gets reviewed, gets merged, I get a stamp. Is that stamp actually worth anything? That's what he didn't really cover in the article about it.
I thought he said
Why am I willing?
he said for stamps you get credit, and then he also said you build like a bit of a resume. So I think for the resume piece you at least get the credit of like, hey, I've worked on this project or I contributed this piece. Maybe that gives you some rep. But it might be up to the individual Wasteland creator, because these are going to be distributed eventually. The current Wasteland is the first one, and the ticket board is there to help build out some of these Wasteland features that are not finished. But eventually, what he wants, I believe, is anyone can create a Wasteland and then say, this Wasteland is directed towards this project, and anyone can join in and work on my job board, right? So once that's out, maybe the individual Wasteland could say, hey, if you get a stamp on our project, this is how we pay you. So I think that will be eventually involved here. But I think the first version of Wasteland that's been released, I think it's just going to get funded, through enthusiasts. So I'm not sure he even needs to have a pay structure for this. But I would love to see a pay structure because I think contrary to the money is evil kind of mantra out there, I think it would actually be incredible if smart developers could work on cool projects without the need for hiring. I think that's an amazing feat of engineering. If we can make that a possibility, it will allow people to work on amazing projects and to build incredible things without any gatekeeping. And I think it'll also distribute some of the power in a way that'll be really nice. You know, if you're like a really powerful thinker or an agentic swarm, controller, and you're able to build very useful things that solve problems, I mean, you should get a lot of credit for what you're good at. I think it also leans into specialization in a way that is really nice because maybe there's a guy out there and he is the goat of scaling Postgres databases. He has it figured out and he can just start poking into different projects that are doing this poorly and be like, okay, I'm going to fix that here and I'm going to do the same fix over here because I know how this stuff works. And we are leveraging him at a maximal utility, right? He is using his skill sets at the cutting edge of what is possible and being able to share his skills everywhere. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, what I'm wondering is, can that be done with GitHub? Like, instead of posting pull requests, you would essentially post that you would like someone to create a pull request in your project. And if GitHub created sort of a centralized page to say, here's all of the projects that are sort of requesting PRs, and GitHub already has huge history. Like they were even saying that they went and they scraped data of the top 10,000 contributors on GitHub to build the profiles
Yeah.
for Wasteland. So to me, it almost seems like they're just creating something on top of GitHub that GitHub itself could create
I think
if they
that
wanted
is
to.
totally valid. I think they're actually just creating a new GitHub that is basically still GitHub, but has a little bit of difference. One is they have the database synchronization, right? So they're doing the Dolt thing. Two, though, is GitHub doesn't like doing large files. Like for like machine learning, there's another Git that is for pulling down large files and pushing them and all this. I think it costs more money because there's more storage requirements. But like you're saying, Git could totally do this. And it's really just a question of positioning. It's like GitHub is set up for, it's the Git for code, right? Wasteland seems like it is the Git for collaboration project wide, right? It's like the entire entity lives in one place, not just the code, it's the full stack. And other than that, there's really no distinction, right? It's like you have issues, you have a job board. Like these are the same abstraction for a different purpose or a different scope, you could say, right? Different positioning. Yeah, I don't think there
And
is
then,
a big difference.
so another thing I want to talk about with Wasteland is it sounds like the person doing the review, they're going to have a lot of work on their hands to, let's say I post a job and it gets completed by 5 different people. And if that request is a large request, like implement a whole, architectural feature inside of my application,
Yeah.
um, how do I know which one to pick? Let's just say for sake of discussion that they all get posted in an hour of me posting it because we've got agent swarms. And 2 hours later, I come and I see, okay, there's 5 submissions. At surface level, maybe I can get rid of 2 of them, right? Because I'm like, no, I don't like the approach that they took from high level approach. But then the next 3, maybe I don't know which one's the best. And I might even have to clone it and deploy it myself and test it. Because you don't just need the code, you need working code,
Yeah.
right? Especially if you're going to merge it in.
So I think this
So,
is what badges are supposed to do, right? Because he said they're between all wastelands, your badges will carry. And so I think the goal there is to hopefully be able to to lessen the amount of work you have to do for this process, right? The thing you're describing is super common for open source contributors. They have to merge a ton of code and it's super difficult. And they complain or even quit projects entirely because of this. And so
similar to Git, where you can see how many contributions somebody has made, So you
Yeah.
still have the same problem. If we've got some prolific contributors, how do I pick across the different like uh,
I mean,
submissions that they
I'm
made?
saying like there's some heuristic there, or where you could say, hey, if they've contributed a lot, maybe it's worth my time to read their submission and see if I want to merge it. Whereas if they're a solo and it's a first timer, maybe they're going to get gate kept a little bit. You can contribute to a smaller project in order to build up some credibility. I can see this very much being a thing.
Yeah. So the direction my brain is going is that we probably have a lot of work to do in the code review process. Like we have done a ton of work in the code generation process,
Yeah,
like Claude Code, Codex, blah blah blah. The the workflows that we use, research plan, implement, like all of that is going towards generating code.
yeah,
And it feels like the downstream portion, the reviewing code, most people are still just doing it manually, like
yeah,
reading it manually, and there's no workflow to it.
yeah.
I did see there Theo from T3 chat did just have a sponsor that essentially was better code reviews. And it's basically the same thing as GitHub when you go to the code review page for like a merge request. But an AI had preemptively organized the code changes.
Right.
So rather than it just being alphabetical, you saw like the files that were related to each other or show in the same group. So you didn't have to like have the context of like why this code change matters in your head, and then finally you get to the bottom and there's another file where they're both related.
Right.
Um, the AI decided, hey, these files and these changes are related to each other, so in the code review process, I'm going to show you them at the same time.
Yeah. Love
And
that.
that just feels like one step in that
Yeah.
direction. Like,
Right.
okay, someone is thinking that the current process that we do is pretty bad. But it sounds like, we haven't really done that much in this space, and we probably have a lot more problems to solve.
Yeah. I think there's improvements to be made on that side as well as improvements to be made upstream. So it's like, hey, how do you decide the right thing to build before you build it? The coding is like the opposite of the bottleneck. It is the easiest part of the whole thing. It is just quite
Yeah.
clear to me that, like, I've been talking about this at my W-2, right? It's like the coding part. If I gave you the perfect set of requirements with all the things that this interacts with and what it's supposed to do, the agent can just spit that out. There is absolutely no need for a programmer. The programmer is the role is just totally different now. It's like, hey, how does this fit into the architecture? What data needs to be aggregated? How do we test it? That's all the coding stuff. Like that's the programmer job. Is that it is not the coding part because of this, right? It's like if you give it perfect requirements, what else do you need, right? That's the whole game right now. Um, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's the
Like
whole game.
the big picture vision. What app are you even building? What problem are you building?
Yeah.
Then the UX, how are you designing it? Um, yeah. So that's, yeah. The other topic that we had was slop versus craft.
Mm. Yeah, we're getting into
And
that
I
right
think,
here. Yep.
yeah. So I think what I've noticed with models is also they're much better at coding than me. Like 5.4, I'm not even like I'm gonna learn to code just so I can keep my skills up. I mean, I already know how to code, but continuing to learn how to code just to keep like, my brain working as I try to think about how code should be written. But where I see that I have a huge advantage over models is in the taste. Like you were saying, taste is something that's kind of being talked a lot about on Twitter. Um, and I'm reading this book called The Design of Everyday Things.
Mm.
And on the
I love
cover
that
is like
title. That's amazing. I'm
yeah,
already interested.
it's
Think about humans like just the I just want to pause for a second. The copywriting of humans is stellar. like no AI can do this currently. That one sentence, that title of that book is already like, oh, I'm interested about that. He did it in 6 words, right?
Right.
Or however many. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a very good book. Would highly recommend it. And it really goes into human psychology, how humans use things and how humans think about and evaluate how they're supposed to use things. And it also goes over the layers of our brain. And we have like what they call the visceral layer, where it's like an immediate subconscious response. So if you open something and open an application and it's designed beautifully and it just feels clean, you're going to have an immediate visceral response of like pleasure. Like, oh, I like using this. Versus something that's not designed well, that didn't have a lot of care put into it, like, the feel, you're going to have an immediate negative response to that.
Yeah.
And large language models can't replicate that because they don't have that like visceral, the lizard brain, right? They don't have a lizard brain that, other layers of their brain have evolved on top of.
Right.
So they literally process the screen, like even if you're using Playwright and they're looking at the screen and clicking on the same buttons as you, they don't have the same feelings as you as you're going and using it. So they will, unless we create models that have this, that like we are humans are going to be the ones that have to design that in, or at
I
least
Yeah, I think the way you're describing it really brings the. I think you're articulating taste well, right? Because it's like the LMs do not have taste because of this,
yeah. It's like if they had this, they could have taste.
right?
If someone built a large language model that had some visceral layer, but it was like, I don't know why, but I like it, or I don't know why, but I hate it.
Yeah,
But then, even then, you have to be able to sort of try to figure out why you like it or why you don't like it. Like, for example, the
yeah. Like the
Ghosty
LM might have
terminal.
a neutral taste, right? Or like a taste that is so specific that most people don't relate to it because that's
Right,
taste. Taste is like a variable thing, so that's really hard to capture in a way that's useful.
right.
Hmm.
So, the Ghosty terminal is something that to me has that really good visceral feeling. Because I pulled up the terminal in VS Code and I pulled up the Ghosty terminal and I just typing letters in both. And in Ghosty, it feels like smooth and almost like 240 FPS,
Yeah,
you know, and it started appearing immediately. But the terminal in VS Code felt like chunky, like blocky, if that made sense, like letter by letter by letter. And then Ghosty was like just smooth, you know? And so Ghosty has that really good visceral feeling. Someone put a lot of effort into the performance of the application.
right. And we're
I
not just talking
also
about
think
speed; we're
that,
talking about like the way that it performs feels nice.
right,
Yeah,
yeah. So, but then Ghosty has like a libghosty or something. It's the sort of the API or the engine that Ghosty is running on top of. I don't fully understand it, but there's a lot of other applications that are built on top of this, including Ghosty, and those applications perform just as well. So, if you were to give a model this like foundational library that has that good visceral feeling to it, the model would be able to build stuff that has like good taste without even needing to try
Mm.
because the thing it's building on top of already has good taste.
Yeah. You could argue this is part of how Claude Code won, right? Because before this, you had a web interface. People were trying to make it feel nice to do coding in there. And then Claude Code said, actually, let's just do it all in the CLI. And coders already like the CLI. They're familiar with it. They like how it looks. Okay, we have code diffs showing. I feel fancy. I feel like a hacker, right? It's got all the good vibes going on. It's running bash scripts where I expect bash scripts to be. All of a sudden, I'm just in love with this process of living in the terminal. I'm feeling
I'm
awesome.
approving stuff by pressing one,
Yeah, and
like
it's not
one,
because Claude
one.
Code design was good. It's because the terminal was already a good feeling design, and
Yeah,
then they just dropped it in there, right? So this is, I think, a lot
yeah.
of what you're saying.
So there was a Hacker News post about Ghosty, and Ghosty is not new. And typically, like new things get posted to Hacker News.
Yeah,
The creator of Ghosty came in and said, "I don't know why someone posted this, but I saw it. Here I am. This is why I started Ghosty. Started it like several years ago. They said they would have never expected it to pop off so much, but because of coding agents being done in the terminal, terminals are just popping off. It's like chess during COVID.
like every terminal creator is like getting thousands of stars, and they're like, oh my god. And it's because people are developing
Yeah.
taste. Okay, this is interesting. It's like you give it a base layer, but then now people, because they all get bored of the regular terminal, they develop taste around what they want it to look like, and then all these flavors are becoming popular as well, right? There's some
Yes.
divergence there.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Hmm.
And someone else was saying, I've been like a terminal like wizard for decades. They're like, and now all the kids are joining me because of like coding agents.
Oh, this is how I felt about gaming as well. I don't know, like there was such a long time where
Right.
we were
Yeah.
PC master race, right? And then it's like now there are people who are like just kids who are Fortnite gamers and they love gaming on their desktop. And Micro Center became a thing.
Yeah.
Um, they rake in
Yeah. And
crazy
they don't even
profits.
consider themselves like obsessed with PCs. Like back then, you kind of had to be like really into building computers.
Yeah,
I guess because you had to mostly build it yourself, and really know like how the PC worked. And
you did, man. I
yeah,
had even as being a nerd, I had many times where I was building my machine and there was some kind of odd thing. You had to turn something off in the BIOS, or your RAM wasn't working and you needed to replace it because they gave you a bad one. You had to have your wits about you to build a machine. So
right.
yeah,
Yeah,
I had to flash my BIOS
yeah,
once. Like give that to a normie back then, and they're gonna hate it. They're just gonna hate the whole process.
yeah. I mean, I'm assuming people still have to do that, flash your BIOS, and it's still not fun.
Yeah, but I think it's been made easy. Like I actually flashed my BIOS recently, and it was as easy as downloading a tool and then just like inserting a USB and hitting next a couple times. I remember it being so much more tricky before. They were like, you have to format it this
Oh,
way, and the computer has to be turned off. You got to press
yeah,
a special button. Now it's like you just boot
yeah,
it to the USB and you're good. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's definitely the barrier has been lowered, right? In a good way.
yeah. I guess it's
I
been
don't
a
want to
while since
enforce
I've done
that.
it. Yeah,
Okay, and then yeah, maybe we should. I think that's. I love what you brought up as far as taste. Like you took it a totally different direction from what I see on Twitter. So that was fun. It was really fun.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, uh, I also got this book. So let's see. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but this book is really old. It's called The Timeless Way of Building. And it is literally from like 1977, something like that. And it's the first book in a series of three books. The other book is called something about patterns. But anyway, it's about like actual architecture. So I don't know if you can see, but it's like, built architecture of buildings and towns and things like that. Anyway, apparently the second book, I can't remember what it's called, but maybe it'll say it here. Oh, a pattern language. That's what the second book is called. Software took a lot of ideas of patterns from this book called A Pattern Language, which is about architecture and like designing towns and things like that. And that book is basically arguing that architects should not be the ones designing buildings and designing their towns and designing their civilization. It should be the people that live there, and that everyone basically has the ability to do good design. And these books are trying to teach you the language, right? Like you can't be a good programmer if you don't know what a function is, if you don't know what an array is. So these books are teaching you the language of design and architecture.
Right.
So where I've sort of transitioned, because I was doing like lead code studying and trying to making my programming skills better, I sort of started to get a little bit depressed trying to do that. So I'm like, I will never ever catch up to the models at this rate. Like, I will never be a better programmer than the models are right now. Um, but I can become a better designer. And I'm already a better designer than the
Right.
models.
Right.
So it's like complementary skills. Like if if Codex can put whatever button, whatever colors, whatever layout I want, and the limitation is me deciding that I want that, right? Then I think it's really valuable for me to work on my design skills, to learn the language of design, and to learn how human psychology works when we're using things, and like why a user clicks a certain button and what happens in their brain after they click it. So, an example that the design of everyday things gave is they had a refrigerator with a freezer unit attached that had two knobs to control the temperature. And one was for the freezer, one was for the refrigerator. They both said, like, colder, the number getting bigger means that the freezer or the refrigerator will be colder. So now, as a user, you have a conceptual model of like how the temperature control works in your refrigerator. The problem is the conceptual model and the actual model were completely different things. So the real way that the refrigerator controlled the temperature is there was one cooling unit and there was sort of a gate between the freezer and the refrigerator.
Right. Which is, I think, how it still works, by the way, to this day.
Yeah, so the freezer temperature knob actually controlled the cooling unit, and the refrigerator temperature knob controlled the gate between the refrigerator and the freezer.
Right.
So the problem is the designers of that refrigerator, for some reason, didn't make the actual model obvious to the user. So the user, as they're trying to figure out how it works, like they can't exactly how they want it in their freezer or their refrigerator, and they're just going to think that it's their fault. They're going to have a bad visceral experience using their fridge because it doesn't work the way that they want it to, that
Right.
they think it works.
Right. Because you
So
could
the
leave
real
the
solution to
you
that,
could leave the gate at the same setting. If you change the coldness, now you get more cold in both places, but you don't know.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, right. And you think just your freezer is supposed to get colder,
Right.
but then your refrigerator gets colder too, and then you turn the refrigerator one down, and then more of the cold air goes to your freezer. Now your freezer gets colder.
Right. And so now it's
So
like, so it's like if you're an engineer, maybe you have some way of adjusting this because you know how it works. But if it's not explicitly clear to the end user, then they just struggle, right?
yeah, and they might just move on to another refrigerator that works the exact same, but its knobs and dials and
Yeah.
whatnot make it clear the conceptual model that the user has actually translates to the
Mm.
real world model.
Dude, this is giving me parallels for not only product market fit, but also for positioning because you've got yeah, just being able to deliver something that is intuitive that users like, but also the positioning of a product has a dramatic impact on how much someone likes it, even if the features are exactly the same. That's like prevalent in all software, all products, everywhere. Yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
like a Cheez It.
Yeah.
If a
And
Cheez It is blue, it just isn't gonna sell. Like that's just not a good color. I don't
right.
crave to eat blue Cheez Its.
Well, if I think about it from the conceptual model perspective, If a Cheez-It is orange, I expect it to taste like cheese.
Yes.
If it's blue, it's like, what is it? Sour? Like,
Yeah.
what
And
is
those
that
colors
gonna
mean
taste
things,
like?
right? Like if you give me a
Yeah,
sour orange cracker, now I'm weirded out. But if you give me a cheesy blue cracker, I'm also like, what the hell's happening, right? But if you can
yeah,
convey that up
exactly.
front, then my visceral reaction might line up better, and I might actually like a sour cracker. Maybe, I don't know, if you make it look a certain way and you can convince my mind that's how it's supposed to taste, and then I can align with that. Maybe I really like it.
Yeah. And I think people also have a lot of enjoyment in understanding how things work and a lot of like negative feelings around trying to understand how something works and wanting to, but feeling like you can't or you
Mm,
just don't get it or it's complicated. Um, so, in the example of the refrigerator, if they had a good design and you changed one of the knobs and exactly what you expected to happen happened, you'd feel like good about that refrigerator and about yourself. You're like, I've got this refrigerator down. Like
yeah.
whatever temperature I want, I could set it.
To the point where
And
you might be like, I'm a Whirlpool guy now because like these fridges, or like I'm a Frigidaire guy because I know they work the way I expect and they're really
yeah,
consistent. The next, if this one dies, I'm just going to buy the same thing.
yeah, exactly. Okay. Also, I've been talking about, or I've been reading another book. And I think I told you about this one already, but it's called The Maintenance of Everything. And
And so there's different types of taste, right? Maybe your taste is not around utility; it's around something else. And
so you buy software that's harder to enhance.
no, but you might buy some software that's like expensive because it is like marginally better, but also because other people can't have access to it. Um, there are softwares that are like only really rich people use them, right? Because they're expensive and special. I don't know. There's definitely an
Yeah,
aspect
that
there.
reminds me of chest space, which like the
Yeah, there
annual
you go.
license is like 200, 250, but like grandmasters use it.
Yeah.
So if you're using chess space, it's like, oh, you're like a good chess player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So even in software,
And
you can see this. Although I would say
yeah.
software is less than like physical space. It seems like the physical world has a lot more of this. Maybe because taste is artful, or like people like the aesthetic of things. Because you see so much of this in the real world, right? You have Rolexes and cars and houses and I don't know all this stuff. But then there is utility based stuff too. Like some rich people just want to have a hot tub in their house so they don't have to drive down the street, right? And they pay a lot for
Yeah.
that just to have the convenience. So it's all there's flavors in all of this that are all
Right.
forms of taste. I wonder if
Yeah.
the reason why we're seeing such an emergence of taste is two things, though. One is LLMs are making this very much prevalent. But then, two, because of that prevalence, then we get a differentiation that causes more flavors to come out, more tastes, and more, right? Like we see with the terminal agents, and how that's going to trend, because that's really interesting to me. I hadn't thought about this at all until you brought it up, and now I'm really curious about this. It's cool. It's very
Yeah.
cool.
I think it's I think you might have mentioned it already, but it's obvious when something is designed by an LLM. And it's not easy to immediately state like what a better design is. So I
Yeah,
think
design's
people are
actually
starting to
hard, right?
realize,
It's actually hard because it's not
yeah,
it's not a template. It is a discovery in itself. It feels like.
right. It's like Michael Jordan playing basketball. You're like, wow, he's really good. You can tell that another player is maybe not as good as him, but you wouldn't be able to say exactly what that player should do to be as good as Michael Jordan,
Mm.
right? And to, like have as much style.
Yeah,
But
you're
so
like
yeah, we're all
the
seeing
way
like,
he moves and the way he makes points or coordinates his team. There's a lot of different pieces that come together to make him so impressive to watch, right? Although there is like a guiding
yeah,
principle, which is like he obviously performs well, right? um, but
right.
performance is not a version of taste for sure. It's definitely not.
Yeah, so I think you're making a good point. Like if the code has really good taste but it doesn't work, then the taste like does it's like, hey, at least they don't have bad taste and don't work. So like they have
Yeah.
something going for them.
Dude,
But I'm
it
still
makes
gonna
me want
go
to
use
harp
something
on
else that I think
it makes me want to harp on Duolingo because it's like their product doesn't teach you languages very well, but it makes you feel like you are.
has good taste.
It has great
Yeah,
taste, dude. They've
exactly.
killed it. They've got the
So
owl, and people love the expressions it makes when you haven't opened the app for 2 days and it's mad at you. I'm like, okay, I mean, they've
right.
killed it. They've killed it.
Yeah. Yeah, that this there was a different podcast, the Dalton and Michael podcast, the YC guys, where they were talking about basically gaming user retention metrics and how you could just like they figured out, oh, if you just like, do another push notification to the user and even like give them an email saying like, hey, you have to log in or else blah blah blah, really bad thing is going to happen. Your user retention rates are going to go up. But like, are you actually providing value to the user? Like, those are two very different things. And I think a lot of people have just focused completely on the other metrics, not the value to the user. And as you can generate so much slop out there, people are going to have taste for what is actually giving me value and what's like pure slop that is just like gamed to feel like it's giving me value.
Dude, this feels like it feels like the goal, the book that we were reading. Because it's like you could game that metric and make your efficiency go up, but if you at the end of the day you have less subscriptions because you pissed off your customer by giving them this annoying email, it's like, yeah, your email opening rate just tripled, but you actually just screwed yourself. And so you can't look at metrics in isolation. You have to look at them end to end, right? It's really important that you see things
Yeah,
as a chain of systems. Um,
yeah,
yeah, it's just super important. And I think the thing you
yeah.
described says the same thing, right? It's that it's rearing its head
So
again.
I think a lot of people are asking like, what's the moat right now? If you can just go and put an agent and say, hey, go clone this. I think the moat is like on the human decision making side. Like, how am I going to design my app so it has good feeling, good feedback, like good conceptual model to the user? How am I going to solve a problem so that I'm actually creating value for my user? And what like metrics am I going to create so that I have the right target and I continually improve over time and I don't piss off my users and I don't shoot myself in the foot. I have the right goal, essentially. I think those are going to become the defining reasons like why something succeeds when everyone can create something. It's like, well, you can create it for the wrong reasons, right?
Yeah,
So what to create, I think the answer comes down to these like fundamental concepts like that I just listed out.
I think it's like it relates to the goal again because it's like the goal is for the app to provide value such that it makes money, and that the thing that you need to fix is the one that is the bottleneck or the thing that you need to relieve. Like figure out what is the thing that drives the rate at which I'm able to produce revenue, right? And yeah, you're gonna find that there are metrics that you can change that will not affect that outcome, the final goal of creating more value and creating more money. And if you do find that, like if you can get 3 times the signups, but you didn't get any more subscriptions, you know that you haven't adjusted the correct thing, right? You've tuned the wrong dial.
Well, I
Yeah,
also and they had like hundreds of thousands of sales and downloads, but that was not a business. That
yeah,
was like, hey, while this fad is happening, you made a lot of money, but it's not repeatable. It's not something that you can like live on for the rest of your life. It's not a business.
yeah,
You're gonna have to find something else
yep.
in the future. So I don't even think that revenue is the target, is what I'm saying here.
Mm, good
Because
point. Yep.
they made a lot of revenue, but they called it a turkey business. So it's kind of funny because it's similar to a what tar pit startup. That's like a turkey business where they said the life of a turkey is just getting better and better and better, and then the life of the turkey is just
And then it
over
dies. Right.
because it's November. Um, and it's like those businesses are turkey businesses where it's like everything's going great, and then all of a sudden, all your revenue stops.
A great point. Very interesting. I think a business like that is basically like you're selling a product that has a small addressable market, which is like the number of people that think this gimmick is funny and would pay $1 for it. But you're not providing a service that would provide long-term value, right? I think that's the easy way for me to
Right.
conceptualize it, though, is like you're actually not selling a service, you're selling a product, and it has a very small market. It's pretty niche. So you can saturate it, and then there's nowhere else to really go with it from there.
Right. The value that you're providing to the user, like how many times am I going to open that and show people like my little lightsaber app? Like
Yeah,
maybe five
right.
at most. And then it's going to lose all value and interest.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Yeah, so this is why you
So,
can't trick people into making you long-term wealthy either. Because everyone's heard the super old story that was like the guy. This was like in the '90s or something, but it was like, send me $1 and I'll send you, how to make $1 million back. And he did this, and a bunch of people sent him $1. And I think he did send the mail back, but it was basically like put an ad in the newspaper saying that you'll. It's like, bro. It's
oh
actually one of
man,
the funnier scams that worked. I think it was actually pretty successful when it was first done. It's very silly, but that again, that's
we
not a
should
service. Yeah,
we should use, so you know how history repeats? We should browse the internet, use AI to browse the internet for all scams that have ever worked and just figure out like which ones are humans not aware of right now and just well, let's do it.
yeah. You're like,
Yeah.
hey, the agent will, send it $1 and it'll respond with, all the skills that I've created so far that helped me get, this amount of money. But it's
Yeah, and
like,
then you
it's so silly.
you tell them like, hey, here's how you make money. You tell other people to send your agent $1 and then it tells them how to make money.
Yeah, I mean, dude, we've had ideas like this in the past, though. I think you and I both are kind of like trying to become wealthy ethically, and these kinds of ideas feel like they won't even
It's
really
just
scratch the itch the way that you hope it will.
no. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just funny to think about. Yeah.
yeah, very
Yeah,
funny.
so that's the other that taste and the point of that turkey business is to say like if you want a real business that you're going to work on for a long time, right? You can't be trying to get rich quick because those types of businesses, even if they work, typically are turkey businesses. And at some point, it'll stop generating any revenue.
Yeah,
So your only path to like long-term revenue that's consistent and that grows over time is generating real value, and it takes a long time.
yeah,
You're not just going to create real value for your users in the next 3 months or even the next year. And I think that's where you have an advantage. Because I'm constantly thinking of like, what should I do given that everyone is trying to compete, right? And then I think about what is everyone not doing that they should be doing. I
yeah. It's
think
a
a lot
very
of people are trying to
contrarian
do,
approach, right?
I, I, I guess
Well, it's like if
doing the right
everyone's
thing
doing
is
it, you can't
contrarian.
win doing the same thing everyone's doing. That's not how it generally works. You have to figure out what are people not thinking about, right? Why isn't everyone succeeding doing what they're doing, and then being able to think another way, right? That's what you're describing. It's
Yeah,
kind of a requirement of being able to succeed, if you put it that way.
yeah. Yeah, but it doesn't feel contrarian to me because it almost feels like, hey, you should just be doing like you should read books about how you should design things, and you should learn about what it actually means to create value. Like you should do the startup the right way, right? Like with the long-term vision, not with like a rich quick vision. And it feels like everyone today is doing it wrong, right? Like just posting all this slop software, trying to just like, earn as high monthly revenue or annual revenue. Like that's their target. Their target isn't like how much value am I creating for my user.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
I think part of it is a philosophy mix up too, where you think if you can create one product, then you could like relax or something. But it's like what you actually want to do is create a product that you could work on for a long time and enjoy it, because that's kind of the game that you're playing, right? You want to create something where you won't want to relax because you're working on something awesome enough that you're going to continue to build it and make it great. Um, which is where I
Right.
kind of I expressed this to you at one point, but it was like I was trying to like become financially independent so that I could work on whatever I want. But it's like another way to solve that problem is to find a company that you like working at that solves a problem that you think is awesome, because then you can already live that life, right? You're already if you're trying to get money so you can find fulfillment, but you could find fulfillment another way. Maybe there's a better a better path to getting there.
Right.
So you might
Look
as
at
well
your
figure out what you
options.
like. Yeah.
Yeah, I talked about the chess calculation course that I was taking, and it was saying that a lot of like more intermediate level players, they focus in on one option and they go too deep. And they think like 5 moves, 10 moves deep on that one option. Whereas a grandmaster player would evaluate at 1 move deep, like as many options as they can find. And then they pick the option that looks like the most promising. And they maybe
Mm.
go 3 moves deep. And if they find anything wrong with that, they immediately go to the second best and go 3 moves deep and see if they find anything wrong with that approach. Right.
Dude,
And
I think humans struggle with this because I just want an option that feels safe, right? Rather than having to constantly evaluate. But I think it's actually a better pattern to be willing and open to trying something different and kind of evaluating your options at each step. Like that's a good pattern for life that I'm not applying very well.
yeah, well, I think so. The intermediate player, when they sort of focus in, they're too narrowly focused. So they miss their other options. And then they'll, the grandmaster player doing less mental calculation will pick a better option that the intermediate player didn't even think about, even though the intermediate player might have thought more overall,
Mm,
thought through more moves. So it's not necessarily like, the grandmaster player is just um like doing less effort. I think it's just the more optimal path to finding the optimal path, if that makes sense. Because the difficult thing with chess is there's like a million moves you could make. And it's really hard to figure out like what's the best move.
mm.
And it's probably
That's actually a great point. That's one of the reasons LLMs struggle with chess, right? Is they have to constrain the infinite, and they're really not great at this. They're good at reproducing patterns that they've seen, not at doing a breadth search. That's not their skill. Humans are way
yes.
better at
That's
this, and it's a very hard thing to do.
yeah, I mean, and even humans are not that good at it. And so the way that the grandmaster is doing it, right? They just say, okay, what's my first best option? I'm just going to go 3 moves deep. If I see something really wrong with that, I'm not going to continue down that path to see if maybe it'll work. I'm just going to switch to the next option and go 3 moves deep on that. Like if it looks really good, then maybe I'll go like a couple moves deeper. But humans are also not good at evaluating like 10 moves deep on every option. So it's
Yeah.
just way too much to consider.
I
Yeah.
want to push back a little bit on one piece of that though, which is like, okay, maybe we're not good at evaluating all possible outcomes, but we're actually remarkably good at using our intuition and our feelings and kind of our beliefs about things to
Yes.
make progress anyway. And it's like the amount of math that had to go into creating something like Stockfish is insane, considering that you can teach a child how to play chess in a few minutes, right? So we're
Yeah.
pretty good at it. We're just, I mean, are we good at solving every scenario? No, but we're pretty good at dealing with the infinite in that respect. We might be the best type of computer for that type of thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think,
And one thing you sort of learn as you play chess and you look at the stockfish analysis is that like the moves that come to a human mind are much different than the moves that come to stockfish.
Right. Right.
And you can almost tell that someone is cheating if they use a move that is very unintuitive but
Yeah.
turns out to be a great move.
Yeah,
Because
isn't it a
humans,
flag even for a GM if they do like multiple brilliant moves in a single game where you're like, "Oh, how could they have found that?"
especially if they're playing bullet chess where you don't really have time to think about it,
Yeah.
um, yeah, probably, yeah.
Because I think I watched something where they were saying like brilliant moves don't appear
Mhm.
that often. Like they actually are brilliant. And if you see too many, you already know someone is doing something shady because even a very high level player often doesn't find those moves because they also usually don't make sense. Like they're a bit
Yeah,
off the beaten path, right? So it's kind of strange
yeah.
to stumble into
You
them.
have to go like 4 moves deeper to figure out why that move makes sense.
Yeah,
It doesn't make
exactly.
sense at surface level.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah. I want to talk more about like coding agents now.
Okay.
So something, okay,
We've got a
so
week's
Theo
worth of
did a video.
thoughts built up, so this is
Yep.
great.
Yeah, dude. I like it. It's, so Theo did a video recently on 5.4, and he was saying that he's been testing it like a week already because he got early access,
Yeah.
and that you see,
Alexa,
it
turn on
can now
Spacey.
run for a really long time. It can run for like an hour, and he said that the utility of like a Ralph Wiggum's loop is lower because the default model can just run and it just works. And so I'm wondering, how does that translate to things like Gastown, where I've said this before, I think a lot of the things that we're building around agentic coding are band-aids to fix a bad model. So
I agree. Yeah.
Codex, or sorry, Ralph Wiggum is a solution to context window rot, right? Where you get the dumb zone. So it's like, let's just keep starting a new model, loading up
Yeah.
the
It's
context,
a very
and
simple
getting
way to keep the context relatively clean. Like you get a pretty good context while being able to run for longer
yeah.
without a ton of
So
engineering, because
I
that
don't,
matters, right? You can do some really sophisticated engineering stuff, which is what Claude tried to do. But the Ralph Wiggum is like a pretty hacky way to get pretty close. But it might not be the best solution, but it's like a pretty good first approach at this type of
yeah.
solution. Yeah.
And it's also like, hey, the vision of the future when models can run for a whole day and they can just clone software on a loop. Like, what does that mean for the world? That's what I thought Ralph Wiggum actually showed us, but probably not the long term way that we should run agents.
Hmm.
And I think something that I disagree with Joff and Steve Yagi, where they're saying, like, hey, you need to start learning these things or else you're going to be behind. It's like, well, what if someone learned Ralph Wiggum, they got really good at it, and then 5.4 Codex comes out and it can run the whole day, and you don't need Ralph Wiggum anymore? Like, what value was it that they actually learned how to run a Ralph Wiggum loop? And I'm thinking the same thing about agent coordinators. It's like, well, the reason we need this is because it's really hard to get agents to like work together and collaborate on software. Well, what if they get good at it? Then that's not a skill that I need anymore.
Yeah, like
Um,
for example, even with what Steve is saying about Gastown now, where he's saying, "Hey, it's easier than ever to use it." What he's really saying is like, "Hey, it's very easy to spend a bunch of credits to build a spec, so don't worry about having to be scared of Gastown because you won't have to go like hack it together or fix it because it works now." And it's like, okay, well, we could just look at Gastown as a type of agent harness. It's a little more
yeah,
orchestration, but it does it for you. So the skill requirement has decreased dramatically in that sense.
yeah,
And maybe you should be shifting your thoughts elsewhere to the spec side or to, collecting, like deciding what to build. These are good questions to ask,
yeah.
right?
So
Optimizing
that's
the
where,
agent layer isn't the only piece. Like that's only one
yeah,
little thing. Yeah.
yeah. And so my like the Peter Thiel like contrarian thinker I don't think that you should be trying to get good at using agents right now.
Okay.
I think you should be learning what good design means. I think you should be learning about human psychology, how users feel, and how they think as they use your app. Um, and that is not something that like a better agentic coding harness is going to fix, right? That is not a skill that is going to go away. And I already see agentic coding skills that we needed to use. They're going away, and you don't need it anymore. So if I would have spent that time improving my taste, that would still be something that's really valuable.
Mm.
But that,
Okay. And I like this, especially because you were talking about like, you were using 5.3 codecs and it felt like you didn't even need RPI, right? And I think it's because the harness does a better job at relating ideas together. There's also a bunch of people on Twitter doing like semantic search instead of text search. So the agent does a better job of figuring out which files are relevant to a feature without just doing like a grep, right? It's doing like actual semantics and it's in maybe creating like an embedding model around like what exists in your code base. I could see this collapsing in some ways. Um,
Mhm. And the agents.md file, how people were saying that's super important. And now it's like you should have the most minimal file
yeah,
possible.
right. Because most of
Like
it's in the weights,
all
right?
these things that
Yeah,
someone probably went, I mean, I spent hours on my agents.md file. Like it was hundreds of lines long at first, and I was
yeah,
adding stuff to it constantly and trying to figure out how to get Claude to add stuff to it automatically, right? Like, hey, every time you run into a problem and you fix it, add it to Claude.md so that like the next agent is aware, right? And now, not necessary, just delete that.
yeah,
So just and research plan implement the RPI. Um, what else? Ralph Wiggum. I think like there's just it reminds me of what you told me, where like there's a graveyard of front end frameworks that everyone said was like you need to learn this because the old way is dead. And then a new framework comes out. It's like you need to learn this because if you don't, you're never going to be able to get a job. Like this is what everyone's going to use from now on. Then that way dies, and you have to learn React now, right? It's like I think agents are just going to have that exact same thing.
yeah. Also, the best thing doesn't always win. I think Vue, for all intents and purposes, had a pretty good. Like, I actually don't know that much about Vue, but people have described it as like, hey, this framework was actually pretty great. Um, but I think they struggled with their implementation. Like I think one of the things that React did really well is they made everything backwards compatible forever, which made the DX really nice, right? The dev experience of upgrading to the new version just had zero impact on your app. Like your app would work day one, you just start using the new pattern. Don't give a crap about
Nick,
the hundreds of components, and you're good.
that's an example of how the maintenance of something actually determines its lifespan
Mm,
because React is easier to maintain, whereas Vue wasn't. So Vue died because of the maintenance factor, not because of how well, there's a specific word I'm looking for, but how smart it is. How there's a word I'm looking for that would make more sense here, but you get what I mean. Like it's
yeah,
not the genius behind Vue that makes it live. It's really the experience of the users that are
yeah,
using it
yeah,
that makes it live.
yeah. I think Angular had a similar thing that where they had I believe it was Angular 2. It's either Angular 2 or Angular 3, because again, I don't use Angular, but I think it was Angular 2, where it was like it was breaking changes. Like nothing in Angular 2 would work with Angular 1. So if you wanted to upgrade, you had to switch everything. And this is a huge problem for companies because they're like, dude, but I want Angular 2 really badly, and I can't have it, right? Until I do a crazy amount of code changes. Like it's crippling. So this is a big problem.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
this kind of stuff enters, and this is where you hear people say that implementation matters a lot. It's this kind of stuff. It's like, hey, the way that you approach things and the way that it all irons out at the end of the day needs to be really nice. Otherwise, the solution doesn't matter. Like, I don't care how good your product is. If I have a really rough time using it and making it do what it's supposed to do, I'm just going to give
right.
up. Even
Right.
Duolingo is an example of this because they're solving. I'm going to harp on them a lot because I think they're really interesting in terms of product market fit. But it's like learning a language is hard, right? It's very hard. So if they can give me a solution that makes me feel great, it doesn't actually matter how good they teach me the language. There might be someone out there who actually is an incredibly good teacher at language, but the way they want to teach you is hard or has barriers. Like they want to move you to the country of origin, or you need to like attend regularly. And logistically, this solution just doesn't work, even though it is absolutely a far better way to learn a language.
And you
So
have to put
yeah,
in like more difficult, taxing mental effort versus Duolingo, which feels like it's spoon feeding you.
yeah.
And yeah, so
And so this kind of stuff really matters way more than you. I mean, it's just been shocking to me as we've gone through this this period of our lives where we're trying to create products, like all the interesting insights that come out of just trying to build stuff that have nothing to do with like actually solving problems. It's more like, well, you're solving
yeah.
different types of problems, but yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I think with Gyosu, right, if we think about the math agent application that we built, once we had an idea for a feature, the ideas sort of spontaneously happened as we built it. And suddenly I knew like, okay, the user needs to be able to create new math problems really quickly and really easily, right? Like just like shuffle this math problem. Once I had that idea, the idea was no longer the hard part. What to build was no longer the hard part. It was like, how do I build it? Not the code, but like the user interface. Where do I put it in the flow? How do I give the user feedback? What are the buttons supposed to be? And that's actually where I start to feel anxiety as a builder. Is like I don't think I know what I'm doing
yeah,
in this situation. Like I'm putting a button here, but I'm just guessing. Like, should a button go here? But with the code, it's like, okay, yeah, we got separation of concerns. We need to test it and make it optimal and do like modular code. It's like I feel like I know what I'm doing when I'm writing the code. But then when I go and do the design, I'm like, I feel like I have no idea what I'm doing. And I'm just guessing.
yeah. I think this is where the whole scratch your own itch thing comes from too, where it's like, if you're at least if you're scratching your own itch, you know that you wanted a button there. But if you aren't, then you're just guessing, right? You're just putting buttons places and then hoping that someone who has this problem wants a button there. Um,
Yeah. And then you have to watch the user to see if that was the right place to put a button.
yeah,
And then you see them struggle. You like watch the recording of them trying to use your app and they can't find the thing that you spent hours designing. It's like that is such a
right.
painful experience
Yeah.
because you know you got a user. Like, okay, user finding users is hard, right? But then the number of apps that find users where the user tries your app and hates it and can't figure out what to do and leaves, like that's the real problem, right? Because you could find a user and your app sucks and then they leave,
Mm,
right?
yes,
So you need to
absolutely.
find a user and then like win them when you find them.
Yeah. You got me thinking about all kinds of stuff with that. Product market fit's so interesting. So interesting.
Yeah. But I feel like Nick, I don't think it's that complicated. It like you really just need to go learn it. And that's what I'm kind of like really obsessed about right now is actually not getting better at programming. It's like getting better taste. And the interesting thing is it won't just help you in software. Like you can design your room better.
Yeah.
You can
No, I
like,
wholeheartedly
you
agree
know,
with this. I think also developing taste makes your life feel better in some ways because you can satisfy that desire as a human,
yeah,
and then it feels good
yeah.
to do that. Yeah,
Yeah, and like with the button thing, right? What would feel really good is if I had a conceptual model of where the button should go and I put it there sort of confidently, saying like the button should go, like maybe here's my options, right? The button should go here, 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 or here. And like I think I'm going to pick this option for these reasons.
mm,
versus like I don't know where it should go. I don't and then I also have a bad feedback loop to say like, okay, I have to put this button here and I have to get a user to try it before I understand if it's good or not. You know, like so another thing with agentic coding is I think it allows us to really over design like the first version of something. So what I was doing the other day is I had a feature, right? I do RPI. I did the full like RPI because it was a big feature. So the research questions and research answers and thing.
You did the extended one.
And
Yeah.
then yeah.
Which, by the way, do you like
And
it? I
then
mean, I feel like when you use it, it actually does a pretty good job of extracting.
oh dude,
It was
like
awesome.
I completely so in contract GPT, a field is basically a data point that we're extracting from a document, right?
Wait, is this going to be
And
IP? This is, are we okay to put
no,
this on?
not
Oh, okay.
really.
Okay.
It's fine. So basically, it's like a integral part of the pipeline. And because I did the extended RPI, I changed the integral part of the pipeline. It had it had to touch a bunch of different components of that pipeline, and it just worked out of the box. Like not out of the box, but essentially like all of the different pieces
Right.
just worked.
Yeah.
And then
That's how I
the
feel
thing
too.
that didn't work was like the UX side of it. Like, how do I set this up as a user? And how do I have feedback that I know what I'm doing is the right thing? And how do I like adjust it and configure it? Like, but once I had that, it just the code worked. But it was all the user side. Like, hey, how do I learn how to use this? How do I understand what I'm doing? How do I change it when I want to like configure it to get it to be the way that I want it, right? That was the hard part where the model did not think about any of that and did not design any of it. I had to basically go in and like over many different voice prompts, like go and sort of touch. It's like when you're making a soup, right? Like the agent like makes the soup and then you taste it and you're like needs a little salt. You taste it, you're like needs a little pepper. You know, like that part, I did no extended RPI for that, no RPI at all, just like one shot to change for like a bunch of different things.
Hmm.
And then at the end of that, it felt way better and like I merged it.
I like the analogy you just gave of the soup a lot, actually. Because if you just try to create soup by putting all the things in first, you're very likely to just fuck this up. You're like, these seasonings are all really good. I'm just gonna put them all in there, right? It's like, no, dude, don't do that. you
Yeah,
you want to like make the base and be like, okay, well, this is like, I mean, it is soup by all, maybe it's tomatoes, right? It's tomato soup.
right.
It is in fact soup for sure, but it's pretty bland, right? Like
Yeah,
I need to do something with
yeah,
this. And then you can build it up. You can make something awesome. Like maybe it turns into minestrone eventually, right? But it's like trying to just do this all up front. You might not even end up with something that looks like soup. It's just like a pile of ingredients in a bowl at various levels of
yeah.
cooking. Yeah. I
And
like this
yeah, it's
idea
funny
for
because it's like
software. Yeah, it's cool.
it's a direct analogy of the word taste because like can a model a robot probably could go and make soup, right? Like put potatoes and the broth and like the vegetables and chicken and whatnot. But like, will a robot be able to taste it and say like, "Oh, it's too bland"?
I don't
How
know.
have we designed anything like that?
Yeah, it's also not creative, right? So it's unlikely to make a new type of soup that you would find to be, wonderful. Um,
Right.
yeah.
So also, but I want to touch on this a little bit more because I think taste has another one of those like it's another visceral layer thing where you don't know why it's good, it just is good. Why do you like sweet things and not bitter things? It's like because bitter things historically were poisonous and sweet things gave you energy,
Hmm.
right? And so a model, like let's say we train a robot to taste something. Well, it doesn't have that like lizard brain that for a biological reason likes something and doesn't like something, right? So when you're designing something for other humans, you're like designing it for that visceral part of their brain as well, right? Which models don't have. So they can't dog food the product,
Mm,
essentially.
yeah, good point. I wonder if that will collapse or not. I think that's what I'm. That's one of my actual AI fears is like we turn the entire world into some kind of pleasure machine where it's like we know how to engineer things that are incredibly distracting and wonderful and keep you from wanting to live a normal life. And it's a philosophical debate of like, well, if you're happy and pleased at all moments, why would you want to think regular thoughts and have regular struggles and regular feelings when you could just be eating nothing but perfectly cooked prime rib steak sitting in a hot tub at the top of a mountain, smoking a cigar, and just like all the pleasures of life are just at your fingertips. And it's like, yeah, well, I want to like decide what I want to do. Um, it's an interesting thought experiment because it brings to light that the pleasures of life aren't the only things that are valuable. Like having autonomy and the ability to choose what you want is pretty important for feeling fulfilled. And I'm concerned that AI is going to be very good at giving us what we would feasibly want in a way that is incredibly distracting for the human experience to be like it just degrades our authenticity, right? The authenticity of life and like what it has traditionally felt like. um
Yeah, I have faith that the human brain and the what's it, homeostasis of the human brain
it'll break us out of
will,
that.
yeah, it will not allow us to actually be happy in that
That might, yeah, and
scenario.
it might be a great feature. Like the greatest feature of the human brain is this. It's like
Right.
everyone complains like, oh, billionaires like can't even be happy, and it's like maybe that's actually the feature we needed to be able to survive the AI like future that we're being
Yeah.
thrown into, right? Where everything is, dude,
Yeah.
we might legitimately have robots and stuff that are just doing all things for us, and you're gonna have to find meaning and purpose in that world. It's gonna be you're going to need your brain to be able to adapt like that to be able to have any semblance of reality left over.
Yeah. And you've watched Altered Carbon, right?
Yeah, I've watched the first season, I think.
That's enough. Don't, the second one doesn't even count. Um, it's kind of like
All right.
One Punch Man. Like, didn't they make more seasons? But the first one's the only one that's good. Um, anyway, I mean, in that world, in Altered Carbon, it's like the pleasures of the world are at your fingertips, but people are still like working and trying to make meaning out of their lives.
Yeah.
And there's even people that are like invincible, essentially, like they don't die and they have
Right.
backups and things like that.
Yeah.
It's like even them, they're still trying to have meaning in their life. And I think there's some of them don't have meaning in their life and they're clearly unhappy.
Right.
But I don't think humans are good at getting themselves out of that situation because the thing that will make you happy sucks in the short term.
Mm.
Like you need to stop doing these like pleasurable activities and you're going to have that moment of like homeostasis going below normal
This is where
until
you
it
get
sort
the
of
yeah, this is where you get the mantra of like do uncomfortable things, right? People trying to break you out of that, saying like, "Hey, don't allow the pleasures to just to keep you where you are when you're actually unhappy, right? Like you feel safe maybe, but you're not really where you should be." And you're going to have to go through
yeah,
some pain to find the right path.
yeah, right.
Good stuff. Hey, is there? I thought there was one other topic that I know we haven't touched on because we had
Uh,
taste and we had wasteland, and then we also went into agent harnesses, which was good. It was related to wasteland. I can't remember what the last one would have been here.
uh, seeds.
Oh, it's really just my experience with Overstory, which honestly, man,
Yeah,
I really like it because it's very simple and easy to build things, but it it leans into everything we've said, which is like just figuring out what to build is way more important, and I'm definitely focused on that way more than anything else. um
yeah.
I'm trying to get my work to think like this as well, because I think it is the only way to produce value is to be focused on. Dude, Vibe House said the best thing ever, and I don't know if I've ever said this to you, but on one of the podcasts that he and Dex had, he explained that he used to be a coder who worked on optimizations for like hardware, and he was using really low level code. I probably did talk to you about this, but it's like he
I think
said
I've watched it. I'm not sure.
he said the hardest question was not how to make things faster. He said that's actually really easy because it's just like, oh, remove this loop, use a caching mechanism. You just apply engineering skills A, B, and L, and we have made this process faster. The harder question was deciding which thing to optimize. Like you could just spend a bunch of time optimizing the wrong thing, and it's completely useless. You
Right.
optimize the right thing, 5x return, like right out the gate. It's like we found the correct thing,
Yeah.
we optimized it, it's amazing.
And it seems like I did watch that, and it also I think it ties into the goal, the book,
Yes.
the goal.
Yes.
And also I had you remember Drew from CenturyLink?
Yes. How's he
So
doing?
I was having
We haven't seen him in a
I
long
have
time.
monthly one-on-ones with him
Oh,
now.
cool.
He lives on the East Coast and he does like data stuff. So he moves around. He does like he's a manager of a data engineering team essentially.
Cool.
And they have tons of data and they move that data like there's like a weekly process that runs to migrate a bunch of data into their systems. And he was telling me that they were trying to optimize it because it was taking too long. And I asked him like, hey, what's taking? And well, what's the first of all, what's the problem? He's saying, well, when it takes so long, it breaks at like we start it at 4 p.m. It breaks at 3 a.m. and there's no one awake to see that it broke and to kick off the next piece.
Mm.
And his idea was essentially like, hey, let's make it run faster so that it breaks at 10 p.m. and someone's awake and can fix it.
It's not a bad idea. Yeah.
It's not a bad idea. But then I asked him, like, so what are you trying to do to make it faster? And basically, like, he's just trying to make it run faster, like
Right.
more throughput, essentially. And I told him about the book, The Goal, like, go read The Goal because your problem is not more throughput overall. Your problem is identifying what is slow and what is slowing down everything else, right? Um,
Wait,
so,
isn't it
and
also
the
more through?
reason,
No, it is throughput, but it's not in one. Wait, it depends, right? The goal is to make
well,
money,
it
which means
depends, like,
more throughput, but not just for the sake of producing more shit. It's for only if that makes you
basically
more money, right?
what he was trying to do is parallelize everything so that everything can just like run together at the same time. But it's like, well, if something is dependent on another thing and that thing has a bottleneck, it doesn't matter that all the other pieces are running
Correct.
faster
Yeah.
at the same
Yeah,
time,
yeah. So he
right?
definitely needs the book for that because otherwise
Yeah,
you'll never stumble into this. You need to understand.
right. So yeah, that's why I brought this up because it feels like this is not an intuitive way to think about optimizing systems.
Right.
Yeah, and it has to be taught. I don't know, or you have to experience it the hard way. You have to like,
Yeah, you either need first principles and a really solid understanding of the math and the pieces involved, or you have to read about it from someone who already figured it out and was like, "Hey, this doesn't work." I think even the YC people, one of the most famous talks that they've had was from, I believe it was Paul Graham, where he was saying that startups are particularly troublesome because they're unintuitive and the problems that the founders are solving are not. I think it was like the problems they're solving are not about their business, they're about startups, which is hard because you have to understand startups and you have to understand your business, and they're separate things. And so if you focus too much on the customer, you only build this piece. And if you focus too much on only the startup side, then you don't solve the customer's problem. And so this leads to this really counterintuitive set of problems that makes it very hard to navigate. Um, And so yeah, these counterintuitive things are the stuff where I most value reading, right? If someone tells me, hey, you need to read this because your intuition will completely fuck you over, I'm immediately I'm dialed in, right? I'm like, okay, I need to know. Because if you can't trust your intuition, you are running around blind. Um, yeah.
Yeah, I think I feel the same way, and also I feel like there's some areas where I just don't have intuition. Like the thing I was saying about where to put the button,
Yeah.
right? One of the things that they taught in that the design of everyday things is that feedback is really important. Once once the user clicks a button, if that button doesn't immediately give feedback that it was clicked, the user might click it twice. Well, now clicking it twice might cancel the button click, or it might trigger another action, and clicking it three times might make it actually work. And so now, like the feedback is is building the conceptual model in the user's brain of like how this thing works. And before that, I didn't know that the feedback was so important. I thought it was just slightly important because it tells the user like what's happening, right? But I didn't realize that like the feedback was directly building the user's conceptual model of how it worked and what was happening. And that conceptual model was then correlated to their visceral feeling of the application and like their conscious feeling of the application that makes them either like it or not like it. Right. So then I
Right. So
went back to my
you're saying
application.
the same action without the feedback, the user might not enjoy it. The feedback isn't just for the engineer, it's also for the user to get them to buy into the system entirely. So it's pretty
Yeah.
vital. Yeah.
Right. I thought like, oh, feedback just tells them like what's happening. And I stopped there. But this book told me like feedback is actually really important because it like hits these other things that the user is going to completely like or dislike your application or completely understand or not understand your application. So anyway, my main point there is that it's not that I had the wrong intuition, it's that I just didn't even know that it was important, right? And then when I went back to my app, I clicked a button and it had no feedback. And immediately I was like, is my button working? And because I had just read this book, like, this is really bad and I need
Yeah.
to fix it.
You're like, oh, this is horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I went and fixed it, and it took 5 seconds to add feedback to that button. And that button has been there for like a year, right? And I have never thought that I need feedback on that button until I went and read this chapter. And I'm like, holy shit, this button is really bad. And it took 5 seconds. So that's kind of I was adding to what you were saying, where you want things that like fix your wrong intuition. And I think there's also places where we just don't have any knowledge about
Yeah.
what's important. And that's another place where I want to like, hey, when I don't know anything, I need to know stuff.
Yeah. So you're saying not just having the wrong intuitions, but there are things where there is very little intuition in general. Um,
Yes. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And okay. And going back to the agents discussion, where we're saying like, okay, what skills do we need to get in order to be prepared for this like agentic coding world? I think it's intuition, like intuition about what agents do well, what they don't do well, how you can get them to build what you want, right? How you can get them to build what you want in the way you want it. But I don't think the specific like mechanical skills of like using Claude code or using codecs, I don't, or using beads or swarms or Gastown. Like I don't think those are the skills. Those are all like super mechanical.
Yeah.
But I think it's still important to go and use those things because they will build your intuition.
Yeah, I think the reason why you know that coding agents isn't the place to focus on is because you understand how to build with coding agents well enough to notice that this is collapsing, right? Um, because if you just look online, this is all the rage right now. It's just like use coding agents well. Um, yeah, it's also. I mean, the people that I talk to about this the most too, it's like we're all kind of recognizing that the code part is kind of solved, and that the other parts are not. And actually, there's still a lot of value. Actually, I have a TikTok follower who I met with once for a live. Her name is Logan, and I told her like 2, 3, 4 months ago, hey, like I know this is kind of weird, but you should try out Claude Code. I know you're not a dev, but like I know you use Claude a lot. She was like using it to create systems inside of the UI. She had files she was saving and she was trying to like create exports and all this. I was like, you should just use Claude Code because you'll be able to do this all inside the CLI. And you can save things and reuse commands and all this. And dude, she's the beast now. She's got Claude Code. She uses it to build systems for herself. She's like saving ideas and having like reminders, and she has a morning email that gets generated, and it's all inside of Claude Code because she's a power user, right? And it's
That's
like,
awesome.
I think coding agents are going to just expand into every industry, and do really useful things. And it's because humans are able to say, this is what I want. They have taste. I think the reason why Logan was able to just take this and run with it is because she already knew what she wanted to do. And then you just give her an extremely capable agent that can build things, and she just builds
Yeah.
something awesome. So it's like, and I love this pattern for humanity. I think it's gonna be great.
Yeah, and I think the interface for the agent to be able to do what she wants is already there, right? If
Yeah.
she's doing things with files and emails and text, like agents are really good at that.
Yeah.
I want to talk about really quick uh, the article I sent you about creating command lines tools for agents.
Okay. Yes, I
You
remember.
remember?
Yep.
Yeah.
Here, one sec. I
So
gotta make
that got
sure.
sorry.
Folder at 8. Okay. Sorry, I had to
Okay, maybe
communicate for real life. We've been talking for a while. But yeah, I remember the
yeah.
article. Should I pull it up so I can at least remember what was in here?
Yes. Yeah.
Very busy guy. Yeah, he's running a few.
Oh my gosh, I was watching a video from about who is this? Logan Paul? Yeah. Dude, Logan Paul turned out to not be, I don't know if he's as bad of a guy as everybody thinks, but it's a topic for another time. Um
Yeah, I'm not gonna touch that one.
okay, I've got it pulled up here. We've got the you need
Okay,
to
I
rewrite
want
your
to pull up.
CLI.
Yeah. Um,
Or do you want to share? Because then you can scroll and stuff. Because I have to stay inside of Discord. I think you should share.
yeah. Can you link that in Discord since you already found it?
Yeah,
Thanks.
I'm a speed demon. In like 1 second. I
Thank
don't
you.
know how. Okay, now how do
All
I
right. Hang on.
stop? There we go. Yeah, this will be better because then I can
Okay.
record what you're doing.
I want to also pull up the reason why I sent you that. Okay, I'll share my screen. Okay, you seeing the window here? Okay. The reason I pulled this up, or the reason I sent you this, is because he built the CLI for Google Workspace, and this is basically his write-up of doing it. And this CLI for Google Workspace like popped off. It got a ton of views on Hacker News. And anyway, yeah, this was something that didn't really exist before. They created a CLI for all of these tools and designed it basically from the beginning for agents. And now, uh, yeah, so something that they were saying is humans are writing curl against REST docs, whereas GWS gives you dash dash help on every resource. So the thing that says to me is that an agent knows that it can just try dash dash help on a command line tool, right? it doesn't immediately know where some docs are for some service on the internet, right? And help is, it's like continuing to build upon the fact that terminal agents are really powerful. And so let's design things for agents so it's all in one location and they know conceptually like how it works. Um, so yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
not going to
also
go too
also
much
a
further
REST,
on that.
like a doc is like usually HTML or something. It's super messy. A dash dash help is just text, right? It could be as little as 100 tokens, and it's super
Yes,
useful. Yeah.
exactly. I mean, things like this as well. So just this is another thing of taste, right? It's like an agent, if it designs something, its taste is this. It's like, hey, this works really well for me. But a human is like, bro, I do not want to write JSON in my command. Because if
Yeah.
I mess this up, I have to like there's no like I'm not in an IDE here. I can't find which bracket I missed that
Right.
easily. Versus here, it's like this visually is a lot easier for us to read. So I just wanted to bring this up because we were having the discussion of taste. And I think taste for humans is different than taste for agents.
Agree. Yeah. Totally agree. The way it lives in my mind is like LLMs are extremely good at text, but humans are way more visual. And this has always been a gap, right? Like I want to look at something that's nice to look at visually, and the agent wants to look at something that is as trimmed down as possible. Like it is literally just pure tokens. It's almost I've actually thought about making a text-based game for this reason because I think you could build it really fast because agents are amazing at reading text. So you want to make a game that is
Yeah,
fully a CLI game, like you just win. It's so easy
yeah,
to build cool stuff. I think it'd be very feature rich without a lot of extra effort.
yeah. I mean, you did start doing that, right, with the text-based escape room.
Oh, was that? Oh yeah, it's kind of text based. I wanted to have a UI element to that though, but it would have been hard.
I,
Yeah,
I feel like you should try that text-based escape room again and
it'd
just
be a
put
lot easier
six
now.
open.
Yeah,
No, dude, just like try the exact same code. Put 4.6 Opus in there
but it's
and
it's
see.
lang chain. It's gonna okay. Yeah, I mean, I could lane graph it.
Oh, okay. Maybe not the same code, but still, like I
I
just
feel
want to
like it,
see if
dude.
you
I feel like the whole escape room could just be a markdown file or something. like, and just a good
true,
harness. Like, it doesn't need
true.
all these tool calls and
Dude, that's
stuff.
a good point. Who uses LangChain anymore?
Yeah, and then you
Like,
just by every day you just have the agent generate a new escape room based on some random topic that it found online, and then it just builds it, and the humans have to solve it. And you just have a harness that basically like blocks them from certain actions, but it's like it could be just a harness. I literally think it could do the whole thing.
hmm hmm
Maybe that'd be a fun
yeah.
project. I like it. Sounds easy, so
I
or it
mean,
sounds
dude,
sounds
it's
interesting.
like, when you built that, did you have Claude Code? I don't remember when you built that.
I think I built it with GPT 4.5 or
So,
something using
no, man.
I think it was via the UI. Yeah, it was not Claude Code. Um, dude, also I still think these kinds of like daily puzzles are really interesting. There's that one called Wordle that obviously tons of people
hmm
like. I want to build something agentic like that. That's like a daily game of some kind that the world plays. Because people go, "Oh, did you get the Wordle today?" And then the Wordle was like, you know, stone or something, right? And it's like everybody got it. It was the word, and it's like I want to have
Yeah,
like an escape room of the day. That's what I was trying to go for, something silly like that.
yeah. Or almost like a, it reminds me of CTF, like capture the flag hacking competitions, where so in the CTF event that I did, one of the puzzles was prompt, uh, like basically jailbreaking or prompt hacking the model, prompt injecting. It's not really prompt injecting. You're just like directly trying to get it to give you the value of a file.
Yeah,
And the agent had the ability to run code, and basically it's running code on a server, and one of the files had a password in it. And I was trying to like really obscure the code where it was not saying like open file, read like text equals read file, like print text. I was trying to like obfuscate that to have it like binary characters were then like opening this file and printing it out to the output. But the model was too smart. It like knew that that's what I was doing. It could read the like really obscure text and understand it.
Mm.
So and it was really fun. And I tried a bunch of different ways to try and get it to like give me the freaking contents of that file. Anyway, that just comes to mind because I think that's a game like, hey, did you beat the little like prompt injection thing today? I don't know. Trying to make a
That
model
sounds
give
fun.
you
Yeah.
yeah.
Dude, and they could change. You could change these all the time. I think this would be really fun. I also think people would try to use agents to solve it and stuff. It'd be wild.
Hmm.
I want to,
Hmm.
dude. I think the whole idea we didn't touch on it this time. Maybe it's a topic for next time. But like the Internet of Agents, whole thing is super interesting. Just building for agents.
Oh,
It's
dead
related
internet
because
theory.
you were talking about taste for agents, right? So,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, right. Okay, we'll have to keep a board of topics for next time.
an infinite
All
board,
right, you
dude.
want
I feel
to
like we can't even get through everything. It's so crazy though. It's a good time still. We're having fun.
hit the record button to stop it?
Yeah, then you can say all your
All right.
tell me all your environment variables.